Let's start off with that Chelsea game. Let me start off with you, Edwin. So 2-2 is how it ended. Frustrating game for Chelsea because they took the lead in that game, I believe, and then they were pegged. Before I knew the score was 2-1 in that match. I was following other games. Takeaways from that one.
Look, immediately you'd want to say bad result for Chelsea. But I think this was a game that was defined by the coaches. I think they made the difference in this game. First of all, Brentford gave Chelsea way too much respect in the first half. They sat back, allowed Chelsea to have the ball, allowed them to play around the pitch. And eventually Chelsea got the space on the right with Malo Gusto, who put in the ball for Nicolas Jackson to score. In the second half, and I think Thomas Frank had a lot of words with his players. He told them to push up a lot more. And that's restricted Chelsea's space. And it forced them back as well. So it allowed the Brentford's wing backs, Reguilon on one side and Roslev on the other, to push up more. And one instruction that went to the Brentford players was to put more balls into the box. Chelsea were not able to deal with aerial balls in yesterday's game. And that was one factor which resulted in Pochettino starting with 3 defenders instead of the usual 2 that he plays in the middle of the defense. So he started with 3 to deal with Brentford's threats in the air. But they couldn't deal with that effectively enough. In the second half, it became worse because the wing backs were pushing up more and sending balls across into the box. The first goal resulted from that. A cross from Roslev, Reguilon met it, Roslev came and hit it in. Second goal, Reguilon was on the other side. He puts the ball in. Chelsea failed to deal with it. Wissa takes the shots. And that would have been an effective strategy for Brentford to win the game. They had Chelsea under the cosh. They had them pinned back. And then Pochettino made a change. He took one of the centre-backs out. He took, I believe it was Levi Colwell or Trevor Chalobah, and brought in Sterling. Up until then, Cole Palmer had a poor game because he had been marked out of it by Brentford's players. But once Sterling came in, it meant another attacking threat that Brentford had to take care of. So now they were stretched. The defenders had to go wide to take care of Sterling, Jackson, and Cole Palmer. And once Cole Palmer was freed, he was able to take control of the game. His passes were getting through. His crosses were getting through. He created the equalizer for Chelsea. So I think the managers made a difference in this one. It wasn't a terrible game for Chelsea because they had control of the first half. Just couldn't take the chances that came to them. In the second half, Brentford took over, but then Chelsea responded really well. It's not the ideal result. I'm sure they would have wanted the win, but to go to Brentford and get a point from there with the way Brentford played in this game, I think it's well done. I'm sure in future games, Chelsea will improve. They will start getting the results, but I think it's a creditable result in this one for both sides.
Could just touch briefly on that before we talk about the Liverpool game.
Yeah, I think, again, going forward, Chelsea will have to find a way of not conceding goals. It is looking increasingly the norm that for them to win games, like I always say,
4 goals.
3 goals, 4 goals, 2 goals, no. It can't be so. There are times where you need to accept the fact that just a goal will be more than enough to win you the game. There's no doubt with this team going forward. But what they've always
But this was one of their big problems under Tuchel, Potter. They went long stretches where they couldn't score goals.
Exactly. There's no doubt going forward. But again, there's always the doubt having the marksman to put the ball in the back of the net. Just before Nicolas Jackson scored, we saw the situation where he went past the goalkeeper and there was absolutely no conviction in his finish. So going forward, there's nothing they can do about it this season. Next season, I'll be shocked if they don't go and get a proper number 9. In going for a proper number 9, you don't go for an understudy, somebody who needs to be taught the rudiment of who a striker is all about. Chelsea have shown.
Go for somebody with
that
reputation.
if you can pay over 100 million for 2 DMs.
No, there's cash.
It means there's money.
There's cash.
So identify that proper number 9. Go show them the cash and bring him on board. Because I think that if they can fix that number 9 situation and get, I think they need another centre back who is a renowned leader. Badelshi, Disasi,
Wesley
Fofana. Fofana you can't trust. Because
so he's even out today.
He's completely
we put him on ice.
When he comes back, you only hope he stays fit. But as to whether he can stay fit,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. So get
a
a
shame,
proper
such a
number.
good player.
Yeah, get a proper defender who will lead this team. In midfield, they don't have a problem. In Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and Romeo Lightver, who is yet to come back into this team, alongside Gallagher, they've got proper
Solid
workaholics
midfield.
that can get a job done throughout the season. All they need to do is to get a number 9. I think if they get a proper number 9, they'll begin to see the best out of Raheem Sterling as well. Because now he wouldn't be required to carry the burden of this team.
That's really has been his problem
Exactly.
this season.
And he himself, over the years, he's never been a renowned goal scorer. I think he's had only 20 goal a season.
And even that season, he wasted a ton of chances to get his 20
Exactly.
goals.
So solve the problem in getting a proper number 9, and let's see how they will go.